Hey guys, welcome. I'm out of focus. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my foundation collection. I kind of just figured I might as well just do this video. I don't even know why. I just thought, why not? I haven't done a kind of collection video on my channel before. I want to hopefully do a makeup collection soon, but just not now because I'm just not ready for that yet. But I thought I would show you guys my foundation collection and show you guys any recommendations, foundations I like, foundations I don't like, and foundations that I think will be best for oily, dry, or normal skin. So I hope you guys find this helpful. And before I start, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to, you can follow me on Instagram, which will be up here somewhere. And yeah, I'm just going to get straight on into this video. So I hope you guys find this helpful, and all the products mentioned will be listed in the description box down below. So let's go. So I'm going to start off with foundations that I use the most and that I kind of enjoy and like. So the first one is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. This is in the shade 11 Muscade. I color match myself because I pretty much do that all the time because I buy my foundations online, because I feel like in store the lighting is just off, and then they can, like in the UK you can't return makeup, and in America I see so many people do hauls and stuff and they can return makeup, and here you can't. So if you buy something and it doesn't work for you, you've got to stick with it. So I'd rather just color match myself, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where I'm actually decent at it. So this one is in 11 Muscade. I think if I was to repurchase it, which I probably will, I'll probably get this in the shade 10, because this one is slightly too dark for me, but I can still make it work. So this I feel like is really good for oily skin. I feel like it's medium coverage. I'm not sure if it's buildable. I feel like you probably could, but I don't really want that kind of full coverage look. I kind of want to even up my skin tone, but I want something that's a bit more heavier than light coverage. So I would say this is about medium coverage. I feel like it has a scent to it. I don't know if it's just my nose, but I feel like it has a certain scent. So if you have sensitive skin and you don't like your foundation smelling like anything, you probably might not like this. But overall, I really do like this foundation. I would probably rate it a 9 out of 10, and it comes with a pump, which is great. The price point for this is, I should have figured that out before I started this video. I will have it in this video somewhere, but I think it's around 20, was it 30? Around, I want to say between 28 and 30 pounds, so somewhere in that price range I think this retails for. But I really like this foundation, and if you have oily skin, I would definitely recommend this to you guys. The next foundation, which I absolutely love, but sadly I am running very low, so I don't really use it as much. But this is the Bobbi Brown Long Wear Even Finish Foundation with SPF 15 in it. This foundation again is too dark. I find that it's a bit too pink for me. Is pink the right word? I don't know. I feel like the undertones are not right for my skin tone, but I still make it work. This I feel is a very nice foundation. I used to get so many compliments when I wore this foundation because it's basically my skin but better. Like, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup on. This, like the Lancome foundation, has very similar coverage. I would say it's probably about medium coverage. It covers what it needs to. I don't have acne or anything like that. I do have a few bits that I want to cover, but for the most part it covers everything that it needs to. Again, with this one, it has a scent. This one has a more potent scent than this one. This one has like a, I don't know if it's lavender, but it definitely has a scent. So again, if you are sensitive to foundations and stuff like that, you may not like this, but if you have oily skin, I would definitely recommend this because I love it. And the price point for this one, again, I want to say around £30 range, I think. I will leave hopefully the prices in this video or in the description, whichever, it will be somewhere in this video. But I love this foundation. The next foundation I have is the Stila Stay All Day Foundation and Concealer. So this one has the concealer on top, which I never ever use, which is like that. So the concealer on top and then just the actual foundation, which comes in, it looks so disgusting right now, but it comes in like a spatula type thing. I'm not too keen on the packaging of this. I feel like I end up using so much more product than I need to, but I guess this is kind of too thick to be like to have a pump. So this foundation again is great for oily skin. This one is a slightly thicker consistency. This one is in the shade Warm 13. It is slightly a bit too light, but it has this one has a more yellow undertone, which is what I prefer, but it can look light. So I have to sometimes mix it with a darker foundation, or I just go in with a darker powder, or I just contour the edges of my face so it kind of blends in really well. But this, I really do like this foundation. Like it says on the bottle, it does stay all day for me. Whenever I mix it, it stays perfectly, keeps me matte. If you have oily skin, this is the one to go. Stila also has a really, in fact, all the ones that I've spoken about, including this one, have a really great color selection. So there's always something out there for you. And like I have previously said, I did color match myself, but this is a really nice foundation. I'm not going to talk too much about the concealer because I don't even use it. I kind of forget that it's even there, but there is a concealer that comes on top. This, I believe, retails for £29.50. I think, I'm pretty sure it's that price. So yeah. The next foundation that I have is the Becca Luminous Skin Color, and this is the Ultra Sheer Foundation. This is in the shade Nuba. Like the name of the foundation says, it is luminous, so I would not suggest this if you have oily skin. I do have this because I like to use it in my videos to give me that glow, but if I was to go out anywhere, this would not be the foundation that I'm picking up. It is way too oily. I can get oily within like 2 hours of wearing this, maybe even less. I get way too oily. This is a like it says, ultra sheer foundation, so it doesn't provide, you know, the fullest coverage. So I would say it's probably around light coverage, but for something being a sheer foundation, I feel like it covers what it needs to. Like I said, I don't have any, like, I think I probably have like a few scars on my face, but from like picking spots, but for the most part it does cover up. So if you want a kind of natural everyday look and you have normal to dry skin, I would definitely recommend this. Becca has a really great color selection as well. I'm not sure if this is discontinued. I don't think it is. Maybe they've changed the packaging of this, but yeah, luminous skin color, not great for oily skin, but great for dry and normal skin. So sticking with Becca, I also have the Stick Foundation. This one is in the shade Hazelnut. Like, obviously it's a stick foundation. I'm not a fan of stick foundations. I feel like they're just very awkward to work with. This one, I wouldn't say it's amazing for oily skin. I think it would be better for someone who has probably normal to dry skin. The shade Hazelnut is probably a bit too light for me. I could probably work it in the center of my face, but around the edges I probably would have to use a different foundation or contour, or use a darker powder to make sure everything blends. So oily skin, no, I don't think it's the best for oily skin, but I feel like it's a nice kind of convenient way to do your makeup. If you're in a rush, you can literally just like draw it on, blend it, and you're good to go. But would I recommend it for oily skin, and will I repurchase? No. The next foundation I have, which I need to shake up, is the Illamasqua Light Liquid Foundation. This foundation is actually too dark for me, like very dark. This is in the shade 325, which is very dark. I think this was actually my sister's foundation, or I got it for my sister or something like that. But this is a decent foundation. It's very difficult. Like, I feel like if I have a light foundation, I can easily make it darker, but when I have a dark foundation, it's very difficult to, you know, lighten it up. So I don't really use it as much. I probably use it more to kind of contour, but I feel like this is a okay foundation. I feel like I can't really say too much about it because I haven't used too much. Like, I haven't used it that much, but it is light coverage and it has more of a satin finish. So would I recommend recommend it for oily skin. If you are super oily, I probably say no, but if you're kind of combination moving on to normal skin, then this will probably be a great foundation for you guys. This Illamasqua is probably a brand that not many people talk about. I think it's because it's like I guess it's a UK brand. I don't think it's stocked in Sephora, and I feel like everybody shops in Sephora, so if a brand is not in there, like, no one talks about it. But this is a kind of light coverage, good for probably around normal skin. It has a satin finish, so oily skin people could probably wear this as well. So the next foundation I have, which I probably should have mentioned earlier, but this is the Tint Idole Ultra 24 Hour Makeup. So it's the exact same as the one that I have that is more of my skin tone, but this is in a very, very dark shade. I actually don't know what shade it is in because it doesn't have a name, or not that I can see it. But the story behind this one is that, because I would never spend like £30 on a foundation just to contour, because that is what I use this for if you watch my videos. But long story short, this was my mom's foundation. She got colour matched in the US, and they colour matched her obviously with the right shade, and then when they gave her the products, they gave her this shade, and she didn't realise until she got back to the UK and opened up and was like, wait, they gave me a dark shade. So I decided to use it to contour. So that's basically what I use it for. So I can't really actually know, since I have the one that's in my shade, you pretty much know my opinion on this, but it's a really great contour shade, very dark. Obviously this is from the US, so they have a darker they have a more extensive color range than in the UK, because the UK, I think they have a good color range, but it's not as big as the US one. But this is what I use to contour if you watch my videos. The next foundation I have is this really small one, but it's actually a full-sized little bottle. But this is the Daniel Sandler Perfect Canvas Foundation. I actually have two of these, but I don't know where that's gone. I have the shade 16, and I also have the shade 14. Or was it 15? Okay. I also have the shade 15 as well. 16 is too dark. 15 is, I think 15 is okay. Probably too dark as well. But these are really nice foundations as well. They're slightly thicker consistency. It's very odd packaging. Like I don't really know. I feel like Daniel Sandler has very odd packaging, but oh my god, they're just really small. So if you're someone that travels a lot, they're really, really small. It comes with 0.5 fluid ounce and they're 15 ml. I will leave the price in this video somewhere because I can't exactly remember how much I got this for. But Daniel Sandler, like his foundations and concealers, he has so many shades. I don't even know who he is. I'm assuming he's like a makeup artist or something like that, but he has a lot of shades. So this foundation is, I would say, is really good for, I guess, combination to normal skin. I do get quite oily with it. Not quite oily, but I do get oily as the day goes on, which is expected. But I do really like this foundation. It is slightly thicker, and the color selection is very difficult to choose from because the swatches are basically rubbish, and not a lot of people know about Daniel Sandler foundation, so it's really difficult to find a review or someone who has swatched these already. So I do have this one. I think I have the shade 14 as well, but I don't know where I've put that. The next foundation I have is the number 7 foundation, and I can't remember what it's called because the kind of name has rubbed off. So this foundation is, I don't even know what shade it's in. Oh my god, it's all rubbed off. But this is it gives me that chalky look. Like it gives me that kind of white cast on my face look. I would say this is probably good for normal skin. It's not the best for oily skin. Number 7 is like, I feel is it drugstore? I'm assuming it is drugstore, but number 7 prices are like not as expensive as like Lancome, Bobbi Brown, but they're not as cheap as like Revlon or like Maybelline or something like that. But this foundation is one of those irrelevant foundations that you have in your collection that you don't really care for. I'm probably going to throw it out in a few months if I don't start using it again, because I feel like it's just sitting there collecting dust. Like I said, it makes my face look a bit chalky. It probably is because it's too light, but this is not the best foundation. Maybe if I had it in my exact shade, then I'd probably like it a bit more, but I don't really have much to say about this other than is going to go in a few months if I don't find a use for it. The next foundation I have is from the drugstore, and this is the L'Oreal True Match foundation. This is a very popular one. I have this in the shade Deep Golden W10. This one is too dark for me. Do I actually have any foundation that's my shade? Probably not. But this one I got online, and it is in the US bottle, which is why it doesn't have a pump. But this is actually a really good foundation. I do have to mix this with, I actually mixed this with the Stay All Day foundation, because as you can see from the colours, this one's quite dark and this one is quite light, and they both have like a yellow undertone, so, or a golden. I think this one has a golden, no, it's warm, it's a warm undertone, the same as the Stila one, so I like to mix those together. This foundation is actually really good. It's a very inexpensive drugstore foundation. The colour selection in the UK is not the best, so I definitely recommend getting it online and seeing if you can get it from the US, because the colour range is a lot better. But this is oil free. It's meant to be for oily skin. I do get oily with this, I'm not going to lie, but I don't get extremely oily, but I do get shiny with this. But it is recommended for oily skin or combination skin. So the last two foundations I have to show you guys, this video is so long and I feel like I've been talking for eternity, but it is the Revlon, I forgot what this is called, the Revlon is it Stay Ready? No, Revlon, I think it's called Ready something, I don't know what it's called. But this is in the shade Cappuccino. This is very orange, like orange. This would probably be great for like, I don't know, probably combination normal skin. I do get quite oily with this. Like the number 7 one is a very irrelevant foundation in my collection. I probably will never repurchase this again because it is very orange. I don't understand these brands that have like 2 shades for darker people. Like, we are more than 2 shades, and whenever they do a foundation, it's just so orange and dark, and it's like, I'm not a fan of this foundation. It does provide a really nice coverage. I would say it's probably about medium coverage, and probably best for someone with normal to combination skin, probably on the normal side, because I remember getting oily with this foundation, and I probably have to mix this because the orangeness is real in this foundation. But this is literally like $8.99 I think, so it's really cheap, and it's a better alternative if you don't want to spend like £30 on a foundation. The last foundation I have, which is another irrelevant one but I figured I will show you guys anyway, it is the e.l.f. Tinted Moisturiser with SPF 20 with aloe, cucumber, vitamin A, C and E. It is a tinted moisturiser. As a person with oily skin, I feel like I need to stay away from tinted moisturisers, BB creams, CC creams, DD creams, EE creams, all these random stuff that people keep coming out with. I need to stay away with them. I feel like people with oily skin should stay away with them. If you know of any BB creams that are good for oily skin, please comment that down below, because I'm looking for something that's very light coverage that I can just slap on really easily in the morning if I'm going to class or something. But this foundation is just, I don't even know what this is. This is ridiculous. It's so thick. I think it's too light for me. I have this in the shade, I don't know what shade this is. Actually no, it's called Espresso. Just a very odd foundation. I think it has a scent to it as well. Just a very, I'm not a fan of this. I don't ever use it. It's literally just sitting there collecting dust. Not the best for oily skin. If you have dry skin and if you want something that's a very obviously light coverage, and you want something that's really quick and easy to put on for everyday use, I would recommend it. But if you have oily skin, combination skin, stay away from this, because it is just not a great foundation or tinted moisturizer. But that is the end of this video. It is literally 20 minutes long. I have 7 minutes left before this camera dies on me, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you found it helpful. If you guys know of any foundations that you think that I would love, that is great for oily skin, please comment that down below, because I am in need. But I hope you guys have an amazing day. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.